Hey y'all, Dr. P here, founder and owner and CEO of Priscilla Kuser Consulting Solutions. And I'm so excited, y'all, to be doing this live with Amna. Amna and I have been working together on emotional intelligence topics, issues, all the fun things that come with emotional intelligence, specifically as it relates to micro business owners. Because as y'all know, I focus on working with micro business owners to help them scale their businesses by learning some strategies to improve their goals, their processes, and their operations. And Amna has joined my team to help bring an amazing workshop to micro business owners and their teams. And we are going to be talking a little bit about emotional intelligence today. I'll let Amna go ahead and introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Dr. P. My name is Amna. I am an HR admin and an L&D consultant. Passionate about emotional intelligence, as you can tell. And yeah, so excited to go through the live and share more of what we know about it. Emotional intelligence with you guys.
Y'all, this is an understatement. She is so excited about emotional intelligence. She absolutely loves it. And to be able to partner up with Amna to be able to develop workshops around emotional intelligence for micro business owners has been an amazing experience for me. I've been continuing to learn about emotional intelligence, and we just wanted to come and share a little bit about emotional intelligence because I'm sure many of you might be seeing it and be wondering, how on earth does this relate to me? Or even what is emotional intelligence? Mm-hmm. So because Amna and I are from different backgrounds, we have an amazing topic today, and it's about whether or not emotional intelligence should be called EQ or EI. Is it even the same thing? So Amna, that brings me to my first question to you. What does EI and EQ stand for?
So, surprise, surprise, they both stand to the same thing. They both involve our ability to understand and how we manage our emotions. That's basically, they both mean the same thing.
All right. So the reason why Amna and I really want to touch on that is because I come from a psychology background. And in the psychology world, we talk about IQ, IQ, IQ. And when I first heard about emotional intelligence years ago, more than a decade now, it was EQ. Then along the lines, working within the school system, working different organizations, I heard about EI. And at first I was like, is that something new? I was wondering, is this something different to EQ? But then I realized, no, it was just a different way, like Amna just said, of saying emotional intelligence. Right. So
it was actually really confusing when I started, because I studied it in grad school and I took a class in emotional intelligence. But as I'm reading through articles, and I'm like, why some are referring to it as EI and some are EQ? I mean, what's going on?
Hey, sometimes you got to chalk it up to maybe it's just the English language, right, Amna? But we're actually going to even delve further into it so that we can share some more information, so that we can provide some clarity on this whole EQ and EI conversation, debate, whatever you want to call it. So Amna, here's my next question for you. When did the terms first emerge and who created those terms?
All right, so you can say it started in 1985 with Dr. Baron, who took the term similar to IQ, what we all know, and he used emotional quotient based on the standardized scores that we have similar to the IQ. And then following his work, two doctors called Salve and Mayer in the 1990 exactly. What they did is they came in and they built on Baron work, and they introduced the term emotional intelligence, but in several scientific articles. So far, we have two different terminology. And then in 1995, Dr. Daniel Komen, he is here now, and we all can follow his work. He's the one who expanded on all of the previous work. And he published his book that was the changing point for so many, that was called Why Emotional Intelligence and Why It Matter More Than IQ. And that's when, I think it's just the title by itself was like, what?
Yes, it was.
So I think that's that wraps it up on like a history lesson of like how it started. It's been like 3 decades, haven't been that long, but there's a lot of research has been happened since then.
Oh, there's tons of research around emotional intelligence that you and I have talked about
Oh yeah.
before. There's a lot of research around it because emotional intelligence plays a role in a lot of what we do today. And
Mhm.
being a leader of an organization, being a founder of my own business, and looking at growing a team, those are those are difficult things to do. Running your own
Mhm.
business, starting your own business, having a team, it is something that is challenging. And when you start including other people in the mix, or even with yourself alone and you
Oh, yeah.
interacting with other people, you
Uh-huh.
really got to have that understanding of emotional intelligence. And for those of you listening and watching, the reason why I really connected on this topic is because emotional intelligence is a way for us to understand how we do our own interactions with others,
Mhm.
and then how we would lead a team, how would we lead an organization.
Mhm.
And that's why it's so important for me to get that message across to micro business owners, because a lot of micro business owners are right now working full time and they're trying to build their business on the side. So they're dealing with what's happening in the organization where they're working full time while they're also looking at building their own business on the side, right?
Mhm.
Then you have those who have left that full time and we're out there and we're working full time in our business and we're looking at growing it. So having an understanding of the fact that emotional intelligence isn't something that just popped up. This
Mm-mm.
is something that has been around, and there is a lot of research around it. And like Amna said, it's not just yesterday. We're going back to the 90s. Yes, I
Mhm.
know going back to the 90s might make some of us feel really old, but we're going back to the 90s. And that's when you really started to see a lot more information around emotional intelligence. But like Amna said, then you're going to come up with a book that is going to be like, is it more important than IQ? Those of you in the psychology world like me will be like, what the hell? IQ is more important than IQ? So such a title does grab your attention. So thanks, Amna, for sharing about, when these terms first emerged and who created the terms. So are you ready for my next question for you, Amna?
Yep, bring it on.
All right, she said, bring it on. We got this. So next question for you, Amna, is this. Which term does the assessment companies use in the titles of their assessments for emotional intelligence?
So same thing. They use AI and EQ. I felt like the more I dig into it, I'm like, can we make our mind? There are 6 major assessment companies out there.
Mm-hmm.
And when I looked into it, I'm going to say some names. And if you know it, you'll be like, okay, I know this company. They're like, one of the biggest one is MHS. That same
Yeah.
company use
Mm-hmm.
same assessment, use two terminology. Sometimes they call it EI, sometimes call it EQ. And then you have Hey Group, they call it EI.
Mm-hmm.
And then Talent is Smart and 6 Seconds, both of them call it EQ. So I felt like it's still what it is. Some people call it EI, some EQ. And I feel like the more you dig into it, the more you're gonna know of like, okay, which one I should call it.
Mm-hmm.
I read something really interesting as I was going through like
Mm-hmm.
this whole topic, and it says we don't call intelligent, intellectual intelligent II. Why do we call emotional intelligence EI? I know it's easier on the like on the tongue when you say it, like emotional intelligent EI,
Mm-hmm.
but you gotta break into the habit because you're actually measuring that. So that's why it goes with EQ.
Yeah,
So
it
yep,
is different. It truly is.
it is.
And added to the use of the terms is the research behind it and the theories that
Mhm.
are used behind it, right? Because even within the realm of IQ, there's several different theories around
Oh yeah.
how IQ is structured. And
Mhm.
emotional intelligence is similar, based on people's backgrounds, based on how they conceptualize emotional intelligence. That also plays a role into whether or not they're going to be on the EQ train or the EI train.
Yeah.
But like
Mhm.
Amna mentioned, when you're doing your research, and you got to be doing your research. Whether you're a micro business owner, small business owner, entrepreneur, you're looking at elevating yourself within the organization you're in to go on to a leadership management role, you have to do your own research into what emotional intelligence is and how does it play a role into what you're doing currently, right? And who knows, you might become an EI user, you might become an EQ user. At the end of the day, we're talking about emotional intelligence. So whether it's the EI or whether it's the EQ, we're talking about emotional intelligence and what important role it plays in our day-to-day functioning that helps us understand ourselves and helps us with growing our teams. So I'm so happy that we were able to share our little behind the scenes conversation with others, because what y'all don't know is that Amna and I, we were talking about, wait, 1 minute you're saying EI, next minute I'm saying EQ. We got to have consistency in our training, you know. So it's still something we're working on. We are.
You know,
again, teamwork.
Yep. And there's one thing actually, like to put you like a little seat to think up, something to think about. The more like IQ is more of like is set, but research have shown like emotional intelligence, you can actually train it and increase it. So it's not like, oh, this is me, it's said and done, I can't do better. Right. No, we can actually train and increase it. And that's what actually inspired me in the first place to do the training and then to partner with Dr. P to do that. And I was like, it's not like that's it, it's said and done. No, it's like this, but we're giving you the tools so you can actually build more into what you have and increase it and do better. Just basically a new and improved version of ourselves. That's what it helps us do.
Yeah, and I'll add in to the fact that, hey, it doesn't matter what our IQ is. We all need EI or EQ. You know, we do need emotional intelligence. And that's why Amna and I, we are continuing to work and improve on our emotional intelligence workshop. And we have a workshop coming up in the next couple of months. We do encourage y'all to follow us on social media. So if you're watching this on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, you can follow my company on those 3 platforms, and you can follow Amna on LinkedIn. You know, we will be sharing some more information about emotional intelligence because, again, it is something that both Amna and I truly believe is information that we all need to learn. And we all need to understand and use it in our day-to-day lives. And like Amna said, our EI, our EQ is not set. You know, we can learn how we can improve it with a change in our mindsets. So, Amna, is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's pretty much all what I have. I just can't wait to see everyone in the workshop and actually get to share the knowledge that we have, and just so excited for it.
Yeah, Amna and I in a workshop is phenomenal. Y'all be missing out. So you got to stay tuned to see when the workshop will be coming out in the upcoming months. Until then, thank y'all so very much for joining Amna and I in this discussion about EQ versus EI. I'm Dr. P, y'all, with Priscilla Kuster Consulting Solutions. Remember that solutions plus actions equals results. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.